Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you a truth that can transform not only your relationships, but your entire life. We've been conditioned to believe that if we want something or someone, we must chase it relentlessly. But let me tell you, chasing is a sign of lack. It is a declaration to the world that what you seek is beyond your reach. True attraction is never about pursuit, it is about becoming magnetic. The secret to drawing the right person into your life isn't found in running after them. It is found in stepping into the highest version of yourself. When you embody confidence, purpose, and self-love, the right people naturally gravitate toward you. You think about it, does the sun chase the planets? No, it simply shines and everything around it responds to its energy. You must become the sun in your own life. Chasing someone only leads to imbalance. The more you run toward them, the more they pull away. Why? Because desperation repels while confidence attracts. People are drawn to those who know their worth, who do not beg for attention, but instead command it through their presence and energy. The key to attraction is alignment. Instead of focusing on how to get someone's attention, focus on becoming the kind of person they would naturally want to be around. Love yourself so deeply that your energy becomes irresistible. Work on your passion, your purpose, your dreams. Fill your life with so much joy that when someone enters, they are not your source of happiness, they are simply an addition to it. Let go of the need to prove your worth. You are already enough. The moment you stop seeking validation and start living in your full power, the right people will recognize it. Attraction isn't about words, tricks, or tactics. It's about energy. The more you chase, the more you affirm that what you want is running away from you. The moment you stop, you allow it to come toward you. So step into your greatness. Be the person you admire. Love yourself first, and the rest will follow. Remember, you were never meant to run after love, you were meant to attract it. When you chase something, you create an energy of desperation. The more you pursue, the more the other person feels pressured and pulls away. Think of a butterfly. If you run after it, it flies farther. But if you stand still, enjoying your space, it may land on your shoulder. Chasing signals to the universe that you believe what you desire is out of reach. Instead of running after people, let them be naturally drawn to you. Attraction works through ease, not force. Desperation repels because it feels like an obligation rather than a choice. When someone feels chased, they instinctively retreat to protect their freedom. Instead of proving your worth to others, let them recognize it on their own. The strongest relationships are built on mutual desire, not forced persuasion. When you stop chasing, you create space for what is truly meant for you. The people who are meant to be in your life will not require you to run after them. Attraction is about allowing, not forcing. Let things unfold naturally, and you will be surprised by who stays. Everything is energy, including attraction. The way you feel about yourself, the thoughts you hold, and the confidence you radiate determine what you attract. People are drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin. When you exude self-assurance, others want to be near you. Attraction is not about appearance alone, it is about the energy you bring into a room. A person with true confidence does not need to beg for attention. They simply exist in a way that makes others take notice. If you are constantly seeking approval, you push people away. But if you stand firm in your identity, the right people will naturally be drawn to you. Your energy speaks louder than your words. People can sense whether you are coming from a place of confidence or neediness. The more secure you are within yourself, the more magnetic you become. Attraction is effortless when you stop trying to force it. Your presence alone should be enough to spark interest. Let your energy do the work. The best way to attract the right person is to become the kind of person they would be drawn to. If you desire someone who is confident, intelligent, and kind, ask yourself, are you embodying those qualities? Instead of waiting for someone to complete you, complete yourself. Work on your mindset, your dreams, and your self-worth. The more you grow, the more you align with people who match your energy. You cannot expect a high-value relationship if you are not operating at your highest level, like attracts like. When you focus on becoming your best self, the right people will recognize and appreciate you. The strongest relationships happen when two whole individuals come together. No one wants to feel like they are responsible for filling someone else's emptiness. Love is about sharing your life, not fixing someone else's. Become the person you wish to attract, and you will naturally draw the right match. Growth and self-improvement are the real keys to lasting attraction. Loving yourself first is the foundation of all attraction. If you do not see your own worth, why would anyone else? People take cues from the way you treat yourself. When you radiate self-love, you teach others how to treat you. You do not need another person to make you feel complete. When you truly embrace yourself, you stop looking for external validation. Love starts within. The more you value yourself, the less you tolerate people who do not appreciate you. Desperation fades when you realize that your happiness is not dependent on someone else's presence. When you love yourself fully, you naturally attract those who respect and admire you. Confidence is magnetic, and self-respect is the highest form of attraction. You do not need to convince anyone of your worth. Those who belong in your life will see it effortlessly. Love yourself so deeply that others have no choice but to reflect that love back to you. True attraction begins with self-acceptance. When you truly know your worth, you do not beg for attention. The right people recognize value without you having to prove it. Confidence is not about arrogance. It is about knowing who you are and refusing to settle for less. If you constantly try to win someone over, you are telling them they have more power than you. True attraction happens when you stand in your own worth and let people come to you. When you act as though someone else's approval defines you, you give away your strength. No one can give you value. You must own it yourself. The moment you stop seeking external validation, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. People respect those who respect themselves. You do not need to force connections. Let those who see your value step forward, and let those who do not walk away. The best way to attract is to be so certain of your worth that others have no choice but to notice. When you stop proving, you start attracting. Seeking validation from others weakens your attraction. The moment you need someone else's approval, you lose your natural confidence. People are drawn to those who are secure in themselves. When you are constantly asking, "Do they like me?" you shift your energy into a place of lack. True attraction happens when you stop worrying about how others perceive you. Be unapologetically yourself, and those who resonate with you will naturally be drawn in. Approval seeking creates an imbalance of power. The more you crave validation, the less attractive you become. When you stand firm in who you are, people feel inspired by your presence. You do not need external confirmation to prove your worth. The right people will appreciate you without you having to ask. Let go of the need for approval, and you will attract effortlessly. The most attractive energy is self-assurance. Own who you are, and the right people will notice. A life filled with joy is the most magnetic force of all. When you are happy on your own, others want to be around you. People are drawn to those who radiate positivity and purpose. When you chase love, you place your happiness in someone else's hands. But when you create a life that excites you, love becomes a natural byproduct. Focus on your passions, your hobbies, and your dreams. When you are engaged in what lights you up, you become irresistible. No one wants to be around someone who is waiting for another person to bring them happiness. Joy is contagious, and those who live with passion naturally attract others. You do not need to seek love. It will find you when you are living fully. Instead of chasing someone, chase your dreams. The right people will be drawn to your energy. Happiness attracts more than neediness ever could. Live with joy and love will follow. Attraction happens when you are in alignment with what you truly desire. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the right people appear at the right time. If you feel like you are forcing a connection, it is likely not meant for you. Stop trying to fit into someone else's expectations and start living in a way that feels authentic to you. When you are aligned with your true self, you naturally draw those who are aligned with you. Attraction should feel effortless, not like a struggle. The right people come into your life when you are moving in the direction of your purpose. Do not change yourself to be liked. Be so in tune with your goals and values that the right people find you without you searching for it. Energy attracts similar energy. Focus on growth, and love will meet you there. Let go of control, and trust that alignment will bring you the right people at the right time. Confidence is the most attractive quality a person can have. It is not about being perfect. It is about fully owning who you are. When you walk into a room with self-assurance, people take notice. True confidence is quiet. It does not need to demand attention because it naturally commands it. If you feel the need to prove yourself to someone, step back and ask why. Those who truly value you will never require you to convince them. Confidence is about trusting yourself, knowing your worth, and not settling for less than you deserve. People are naturally drawn to those who are self-sufficient and assured. When you believe in yourself, the world believes in you. Confidence is not about arrogance, it is about certainty. Be certain of who you are, and the right people will be drawn to that energy. Stand in your power and let attraction happen naturally. When you chase something, you send a signal that you believe it is running away from you. The more you run after someone, the more they instinctively pull back. It is human nature to value what is scarce and effortless, not what is constantly available. A magnet does not chase metal, it simply holds its energy, and the metal is drawn to it. When you become the embodiment of what you desire, attraction happens naturally. Desperation repels, but confidence draws people in effortlessly. Let go of the need to force connections, and you will see who is genuinely interested. You do not need to beg for attention when you carry a strong sense of self-worth. Attraction is about ease, flow, and allowing things to unfold without manipulation. What is meant for you will not require chasing. The right person will recognize your value without you having to prove it. Stand still in your worth and watch what finds its way to you. Attraction is an energy, not an action. The way you think, the emotions you feel, and the energy you give off all determine what you bring into your life. If you operate from a place of lack, you will attract situations that reflect that emptiness. People are drawn to those who are self-assured, peaceful, and in alignment with themselves. It is not about looks or words, it is about the unspoken energy that fills a room when you enter. The most captivating people are those who are content with themselves. When you chase, you communicate that something is missing within you. Instead of seeking something outside yourself, cultivate the energy that naturally attracts what you desire. A flower does not beg bees to come, it simply blooms and they arrive. Your energy is your most powerful tool. Nurture it and let it do the work. Confidence and self-love are irresistible forces that require no explanation. The easiest way to attract the right person is to become the version of yourself that aligns with them. You cannot desire love, success, or happiness without first embodying those things within yourself. If you wish to attract someone who is kind, driven, and emotionally mature, ask yourself if you reflect those qualities. Growth is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Instead of waiting for the perfect person to appear, become someone who naturally attracts them. Love yourself enough to create a life that excites you, with or without a partner. The strongest relationships are formed between two whole people who bring value to each other's lives. No one can fill a void that you refuse to address. Instead of searching for completion, seek expansion. The more you grow, the more aligned you become with the right people. The key to attraction is becoming magnetic, not through effort, but through transformation. Loving yourself is the foundation of everything you desire. If you do not see your worth, others will not see it either. You train people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. If you accept less than you deserve, you invite others to do the same. When you genuinely value yourself, you set a standard that others must meet in order to be in your life. No one is responsible for making you feel whole. You must claim that power for yourself. People are naturally drawn to those who are secure, confident, and unafraid to be alone. Desperation for love only creates relationships built on fear rather than genuine connection. You do not need another person to complete you. You are already complete. The moment you embrace this truth, the right people will gravitate toward you effortlessly. Attraction is about self-perception. When you love yourself deeply, others have no choice but to reflect that love back to you. When you know your worth, you stop trying to convince others of it. The right people recognize your value without needing to be persuaded. Confidence is about certainty, knowing who you are and standing firm in that truth. If you feel the need to prove yourself, you are already giving away your power. True attraction happens when you embody a level of self-respect that others cannot ignore. People gravitate toward those who do not seek validation but instead radiate inner security. You do not need to force connections when you believe in your own value. The moment you stop chasing, you allow space for what is truly meant for you to arrive. No one can give you self-worth. That is something you cultivate from within. Let go of the fear of being alone and embrace the idea that the right people will always find you. Attraction is effortless when you trust yourself completely. Seeking validation from others weakens your natural magnetism. When you constantly look for approval, you send a signal that you doubt yourself. People are drawn to those who do not need external reassurance to feel worthy. When you stand firm in who you are, the right people respect and admire that confidence. Approval seeking creates an imbalance where you give away your power to those who may not deserve it. Attraction is strongest when it comes from a place of certainty rather than need. The less you rely on outside validation, the more magnetic you become. Instead of wondering if others like you, ask yourself if you like them. When you shift your focus inward, you take control of your own energy. The moment you stop needing validation, you free yourself from the fear of rejection. Attraction is about knowing you are enough as you are. The right people will be drawn to that self-assurance. Happiness is one of the most attractive energies in the world. People are drawn to those who radiate joy, enthusiasm, and a love for life. When you create a fulfilling life on your own, others naturally want to be part of it. Chasing someone with the hope that they will make you happy only leads to disappointment. True attraction comes from living with purpose, passion, and self-contentment. When you enjoy your own company, others want to experience that energy. No one wants to be around someone who relies on them for happiness. Instead of searching for someone to complete you, focus on building a life that excites you. Love becomes effortless when it is not based on need but on shared joy. The more you cultivate happiness from within, the more attractive you become to those around you. A joyful spirit is a magnet that requires no effort to draw the right people in. Alignment is the key to effortless attraction. When you live in alignment with your true self, you naturally attract the right people. If you are constantly forcing relationships, it may be a sign that you are not aligned with what you truly desire. Instead of bending yourself to fit someone else's expectations, stand firm in your authenticity. The right people will meet you at the level of your energy, not at the level of your desperation. Attraction should feel natural, not forced. When you are in alignment, the right people appear effortlessly. You do not need to chase when you are living in your highest truth. Trust that what is meant for you will recognize you when the time is right. Stop altering yourself to be chosen. Instead, focus on becoming the version of yourself that naturally draws in what you desire. Alignment is about trust, flow, and allowing things to happen without force. Confidence is silent, but it speaks louder than words. The most attractive people are those who walk with certainty, knowing who they are and what they bring to the table. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone when you truly believe in yourself. People can sense when someone is comfortable in their own skin. The moment you stop trying to impress others, you become naturally impressive. True confidence does not seek validation, it simply exists. When you own your strengths and accept your flaws, you become magnetic. No one is perfect, but self-acceptance is one of the most powerful forces of attraction. People admire those who embrace themselves fully without apology. When you radiate confidence, you inspire others to do the same. Attraction is about self-assurance, not external approval. The world reflects the energy you give, so step into your power with certainty.